The first week of football is down, so let's talk about some pickups, drops, trades, and injuries. So in New England right now, Hunter Henry killed it at the tight end spot, being the number one fantasy tight end this week. And he is not in many people's leagues. I only have him in a few best balls, so I definitely know that everyone can pick him up if they can. Now also, Mac Jones and Kendrick Bourne, they absolutely killed it. They were behind the Eagles and they came back and almost won that game. And it was a big effort by these three people. Mac Jones looked really, really good. And with Kendrick Bourne leading the wide receivers, you definitely should get one of these pickups early. Now, you don't know if Devontae Parker will change things when he comes back, but until he's back, definitely get one of these three guys. Now, Rashid Shaheed was definitely killing it with Chris Olave in New Orleans. Derek Carr is a thrower, and we definitely know that, so you definitely want to pick him up just in case, because he might be the wide receiver too that will get you points every week. Now, down in Green Bay, you saw them kill the Bears this week at home, which was absolutely a shocking game. And Romeo Doubs and Jordan Love definitely was a big part of that. Plus, big help with Aaron Jones. Now, we got Tutu Atwell, who did an amazing job on the Rams this week, so he's definitely worth a pickup because you probably can get him really easy. Robert Woods, Curtis Samuel, Allen Robinson II, Rashee Rice, they all did like a decent, not like, amazing fantasy points this week, but they did consistently well, and I think they're all four good to look at for your future fantasy pickups. So either definitely keep an eye on them or even like pick them up if you have an extra spot. I would definitely do so. Now, Justice Hill and Gus Edwards, if you don't have them or you can pick them up in your league, you definitely should pick one of these guys up. I favor Justice Hill. I think he's going to get more fantasy points than Gus Edwards, even though it looks like Gus Edwards might get more workload, but I do like Justice Hill more. The reason being is, if you look down the injuries, J.K. Dobbins got injured and he's out for the season. So he will not be back, so one of these two will definitely be taking their role over. Now, possible drops. Odell Beckham Jr. and Terry McLaurin had a very poor performance. If they have more poor performances, people might drop them. So to me, I just watch them, make sure people will drop them. I feel like Odell and Terry could definitely get good fantasy points down the road. Odell looked pretty decent in his game. The only problem was he wasn't being thrown to that much. But when he was, he did get good catches, and it was kind of subpar performance for him, but I still like him, and I still think he can do more in the future. Now, possible trades, Josh Jacobs, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Garrett Wilson. Now, Josh Jacobs and Jahmyr Gibbs had subpar performances. Jahmyr Gibbs is getting basically committee back with Chuba Hubbard, and people might lose faith in him. So if you can possibly get Josh Jacobs or Jahmyr Gibbs in a trade, that would be amazing. So I would definitely look at your wide receivers, and most people can see oh, maybe I don't have enough good wide receivers. Try to trade for these two running backs because they're definitely going to be good down the line. So I would definitely give them a grab. Garrett Wilson, if you didn't know, Aaron Rodgers went out with an injury. They're feeling it's the same kind of injury J.K. Dobbins has, so they might be out for the season. So that means that Garrett Wilson might drop in rating because he doesn't have Aaron Rodgers throwing to him. They looked amazing in the preseason. They looked, amazing on the Hard Knocks. So it definitely is going to be a big difference if Garrett Wilson doesn't have Aaron Rodgers there. Zach Wilson did throw to him a couple times, and he did get an amazing touchdown. So he definitely has some fantasy points coming to him, but we don't know how he's going to be used. But he definitely might be able to get a trade. Now, Jacoby Myers, Anthony Richardson suffered a little slight injury. Jacoby Myers is a concussion, so you don't know if he'll be back this week or next week, but it won't be a season ender or anything like that. Anthony Richardson is running a lot, and he's putting his head down like a running back, and kind of took a good hit. He could miss a week at most, but I think he's going to be back next week. Devontae Parker and Cooper Kupp, they were both out before the game started, so we don't know how their situation is, so look for them each week.